It was a cold, dark night. Rain poured from the sky like buckets of water. The streets were empty. Only the sound of thunder and the soft tapping of rain could be heard. Dr. Liam Ross walked slowly, his shoulders tired, his white coat soaked. He had just finished a 14-hour shift at the hospital. His feet ached. His eyes were heavy. He only wanted to go home and sleep. But then he heard it. A sound, faint, weak, not thunder, not wind. It was a cry. A soft, broken cry. Liam stopped walking. He looked around. The cry came again. This time, he was sure it was the sound of a child. Who would leave a child outside in this storm? He whispered to himself. He followed the sound, turning into a small alley beside his clinic. Trash bins lined the wall. A streetlight flickered above. There, behind a dumpster, something moved. Liam stepped closer. His eyes widened. It was not a normal child. The small figure was curled up, shaking. Thin, long limbs. Skin that glowed faintly. Blue. Strange markings on her arms. Wet hair sticking to her head. Her eyes were shut tight, but glowing lightly under the lids. She looked hurt, dirty, cold, alone. "Dear God," Liam whispered. The creature whimpered again. A soft, painful sound. She looked no older than 6. People walked past the alley but did not stop. Some glanced in and quickly looked away. No one wanted trouble. Helping an alien was dangerous. The new laws were clear: no alien contact, no shelter, no aid. Report or face prison. Liam looked at her again. She was a child, injured, dying, not a monster. Not a threat, just a child. "I'm a doctor," he told himself. "I swore to help life, all life." He moved quickly. He took off his coat and wrapped it around her small body. Her eyes opened slightly. They were golden, bright but full of fear. She made a weak sound, like a growl, but didn't fight. "It's okay," Liam said softly. "I'm not here to hurt you. You're safe now." He picked her up. She was light, too light. Skin like cool silk. Bones too thin. She was starving. Liam held her close to keep her warm. He looked around. No one saw him. He hurried back to his home, only 2 blocks away. His apartment was small but clean. He locked the door and gently laid the alien girl on the couch. She didn't speak. She didn't move. Her breathing was shallow. Liam turned on the heater and grabbed blankets. He dried her with a towel and checked her wounds. Deep cuts? Strange. Bruises? Something like burns. He had never seen anything like it. He ran to his bedroom and grabbed his medical bag. Her blood. "Okay." We paused. "Okay, Liam," he whispered, breathing fast. "This is crazy. But she's alive. And she needs help." He cleaned the wounds as best as he could. She flinched, but didn't scream. Her skin began to glow softly again. Liam looked at her face. So young, so innocent. "What happened to you?" he asked quietly. "Where is your family?" The girl's lips moved, but no sound came out. Then, her eyes slowly opened again. They looked right at him. She whispered one word, not in English. Then her eyes closed again. She passed out. Liam sat back on the floor. His hands were shaking. "What did I just do?" He muttered. He had just broken the law. If the government found out, he could lose his job, his license, his freedom. But when he looked at her again, he knew he had done the right thing. She was alive because of him. He stood up and walked to the window. Rain still fell hard outside. Police drones flew by in the sky, scanning, searching. He closed the curtain. His heart pounded in his chest. This was just the beginning, and he had no idea what storm was coming next. But one thing was clear. He had just saved a life no one else would, and now he had to protect it. The next morning, Liam woke up on the floor beside the couch. His back hurt and his mouth was dry. But his eyes opened quickly, not because of pain, but because of fear. He turned to the couch. The alien child was still there, wrapped in his coat, breathing slow but steady. Her skin no longer glowed brightly, but a soft shimmer still flickered under the light. She was real. Last night wasn't a dream. Liam rubbed his face and stood up. His mind was racing. He had taken in an alien, a child no one else helped, and now he was in serious trouble. He moved to his kitchen and turned on the TV, keeping the volume low. News was playing. A stern woman in uniform stood behind a podium. She spoke into microphones with a cold, serious voice. "We remind all citizens, harboring alien life is illegal. All sightings must be reported. Hiding non-Earth species is punishable by law. The safety of humanity comes first." Liam's heart sank. He looked back at the couch. She wasn't a danger. She was just a child. But the law didn't care. He walked over to her carefully and checked her wounds. They were closing faster than any human would heal. Her blood had dried into silver lines on her skin, almost like art. She opened her eyes slowly. He smiled gently. "Hey, you're safe." She didn't answer. She looked at him with wide, golden eyes. She tried to speak, but only soft clicking sounds came out. "Do you understand me?" asked. She tilted her head. Liam picked up a notepad and drew a picture of her. Then, next to it, he drew a heart and pointed at himself. "I'm Liam, doctor, I helped you." She blinked. Then she pointed at her chest and said a word. "Nah. Ah." Liam repeated it. "Nara." She nodded slowly. "That's your name?" he said with a smile. Nara. Suddenly, a loud knock echoed from the door. Bang, bang, beyond Jilim froze. "Nara, stay quiet," he whispered. He rushed to the door. Heart racing, outside stood his neighbor, Mr. Clark, an old man who lived across the hall. "Morning, Doc," he said cheerfully. "Heard some weird noises last night." "Everything all right, Liam?" Forced a smile. "Yeah, just dropped some tools. Sorry if I disturbed you." Mr. Clark leaned in. "Smelled something odd too, like burnt wires. You messing with your equipment again?" Liam nodded. "Fixing old devices, all good now." "All right then," the man said. "You're a good guy, Doc. Stay safe." As the old man turned to leave, Liam noticed a small government drone flying slowly down the hall. It paused near his door, scanned, then moved on. Liam closed the door and locked it tight. His hands were shaking. They were watching. That afternoon, Liam opened his medical books and data files. He had no knowledge of alien biology, but he had to try. He checked Nar's skin, eyes, heartbeats. Yes. She had 2 hearts. Her breathing changed rhythm when she was scared. She didn't eat human food, but she did drink water, a lot of water. She was calm when near plants, like she was drawing energy from them. She started to mimic sounds, whispers, words. She repeated softly, "Do." "See, Tor, Liam." It made him smile. He gave her paper and a pen. She drew shapes. Stars, circles, a symbol of a planet with rings. He understood one thing clearly: she was trying to go home. Later that night, Liam sat in the dark, thinking he had broken the law. If he turned her in now, they might take her away forever, or worse. But if he kept her, he was risking everything: his job, his freedom, his life. The door creaked behind him. He turned. Nara was standing there. She was shaking again. Afraid, she pointed outside the window at the night sky. Then she placed her hand on her chest. Tears filled her eyes. She missed her family. She missed her. Liam knelt down beside her. "I'll help you," he whispered, "no matter what." She didn't understand the words, but she felt the warmth in his voice. She reached out slowly and touched his hand. For the first time, she smiled. Outside, 2 government agents walked past the street. One paused. "Unregistered biosigns were picked up near this block last night," the taller agent said. "Could be faulty data." The other replied, "Keep your eyes open. The system's rarely wrong." They walked off into the shadows. Back inside, Liam whispered to himself, "The law may forbid it, but I'm not letting her go." The sun rose, but the world outside was still gray with clouds. Dr. Liam Ross sat on his couch, sipping cold coffee. He hadn't slept much. His eyes were on the small alien girl sitting across from him. She was quiet, watching everything, her golden eyes didn't blink often. She didn't speak. She barely moved. But Liam could see the questions in her face. She didn't understand. Where she was, she didn't trust this world. And she didn't speak a single human word. He had given her food toast, soup, fruit, but she barely touched it. Only water and sunlight. When she stood near the window, her skin shimmered faintly, almost like the light was charging her. Liam noticed her skin was healing much faster now. The wounds that once bled silver were turning into smooth, glowing lines. Not scars, something else. Like her body was rewriting itself. But the biggest problem remained communication. Liam sat down beside her with a notebook. "Okay, Nara," he said gently. "Let's try something simple." He drew a picture of the sun. She looked at it and pointed out the window. "Yes," Liam smiled. "Sun?" She repeated softly. "Suan," he nodded. "Good sun." Next, he drew a picture of water. She touched the water bottle next to her. "Wah. Tur. That's it." Liam spent the next 2 hours drawing and teaching her simple words: hand, tree, food, name. But when he drew a picture of a human, she looked away. She didn't speak. She curled into herself like a frightened animal. Liam understood. Someone had hurt her. Maybe humans, maybe others. But the fear in her eyes was real. He didn't push. Instead, placed his hand gently on her shoulder. "I'm not like them," he whispered. "I won't hurt you." She didn't move away this time. That night, Liam fell asleep at his desk. While studying her DNA reports, he had secretly run more tests using stolen lab tools. The results were shocking again. Her body had no matching species in Earth's database. Even her cell structure was different. Some parts of her blood reacted to light, some parts healed themselves like plant cells. She wasn't just alien. She was something new, something rare, possibly the only one of her kind. At 2 a.m., a strange sound woke him. Click, clack, scratch. He opened his eyes. Nara was standing in front of the wall, holding his pencil. She was drawing something. Lines, symbols, circles. A star map. Liam stood up slowly. "What are you drawing?" he whispered. She turned and pointed at the largest circle. Then she pointed at herself. Then she pointed out the window at the sky. Her voice came out soft and broken. "Home." Liam felt a chill run down his spine. She was telling him where she came from. He took pictures of the drawing. "I'll find out." He said, "I'll help you go home." She smiled faintly. Then her hand moved again. She drew another symbol, a triangle with a red X through it. She pointed at it. Her expression changed. "Afraid? Angry?" Liam asked. "Is that? Who hurt you?" She nodded slowly. Then she growled. A deep sound came from her throat, low and wild. For a moment, her eyes glowed brighter to bright. Her skin flickered like light was trapped beneath it. Then it stopped. She backed away. Sat down, hugged her knees, like she was scared of herself. Liam sat next to her. "It's okay," he said. "You're safe here." She didn't answer. But she didn't run either. That was enough. The next morning, Liam heard footsteps outside his door. He looked through the peephole. A man in a government uniform was walking down the hall. Knocking on doors behind him was a floating drone. Liam grabbed a scanner from his bag and quickly checked Narabio's signature active. The drone could pick her up. He turned off every electronic device in his apartment, covered the windows with foil blankets, hid Nara in the back room, behind lined walls he had used for old radiation tests. He held his breath as the drone passed. It paused at his door, beeped, then moved on. Liam collapsed into a chair. "Sweating, that was too close," he whispered. That night, he looked at Nara again. She sat on the floor, drawing more maps and shapes. Still, no human words. But her eyes were calmer now. She trusted him a little. More each day, she was learning. She was healing, and Liam was learning too. This wasn't just about saving a life anymore. It was about understanding. A new kind of life. But deep down, he knew something else. If they found her, they wouldn't care that she was just a child. They would take her, lock her up, or worse so. Liam made a promise to himself. He would teach her everything. He would protect her from everything, till she could speak, and tell the world her own story. For the next few days, Liam barely left his apartment. He stayed close to Nara, the alien child he had saved from the rain. He watched her heal, move, and learn, but questions kept growing in his mind. What exactly was she? She wasn't like any alien ever recorded. No known race had glowing eyes, silver blood, or skin that shimmered in sunlight. More than that, she seemed to change. Not just heal, evolve. One morning, Liam noticed something strange. A small wound on her arm from a day ago had not only healed, had disappeared completely. No scar, no mark. Just smooth, perfect skin with soft lines that glowed faintly, like a pattern of stars under the surface. He gently touched her arm. Her skin was warm. Almost too warm. "Nara," he said. "What are you?" She just blinked and tilted her head. He didn't expect an answer. Not yet. Liam went to his private lab station, an old desk filled with tools and scanners. He had kept his old tech from his university research days, hidden behind books and clothes. The machines still worked. He placed a sample of her dried blood under the microscope. What he saw left him stunned. Her blood cells were alive, moving, changing, glowing in waves. They weren't just healing cells. They were reacting to energy, light, sound, even Liam's touch. It was like her body understood its environment and adapted. He whispered, "She's not just a child. She's something more. Maybe something designed or something ancient." Later that day, Nara sat by the window. She was stronger now. Her movements were smoother, faster. Her eyes scanned the sky like she was searching for something. Liam brought her a picture book. One with images of Earth, animals, people, and planets. She flipped through the pages slowly. When she reached the page showing humans, she froze. Her eyes darkened. She stared at the image like it brought back pain. Liam sat beside her. "You've seen them before, haven't you?" he asked softly. She didn't speak. Her fingers trembled as she touched the human soldier in the picture. Then she turned the page and pointed at a black space shape, a triangle-shaped ship. She pressed her hand against it and looked at Liam. Her voice came out as a whisper. One word. "Farron?" Liam blinked. "Farron, is that who hurt you?" She nodded slowly. Liam searched the word online. Nothing. No record of Farron. In any known alien language, no ship like that registered in space records. He leaned back in his chair, so they weren't from Earth. But they weren't known off-world either. That night, Liam studied more of her DNA in secret. He didn't send it to any lab. He didn't trust the system anymore. One test shocked him. Nara's body contained a unique cell, one that had the ability to rewrite its own code, even the most advanced. Human experiments in genetics had never come close. She was like a living computer, an organism that could adjust, survive, and possibly learn any environment. "What are you, little one?" he whispered again. Nara walked into the room, holding one of his wires in her hand. "Fix," she said in her soft, learning voice. He smiled. "You're learning fast." She nodded, proud. Then she touched his computer screen. A light pulse went from her finger into the machine. The screen glitched, then stabilized. Liam blinked in disbelief. Had she just fixed it? Later, as Liam watched her sleep, he remembered something strange. The message she drew on the wall earlier, the stars, the symbols, it looked familiar. He pulled out an old book from a shelf. Ancient galactic symbols. He flipped through the pages. His hands froze. One symbol matched Nara's. It was old, very old. A symbol used only once, hundreds of years ago, during a brief alien contact mission. The book translated it as "Last Light." Liam's mind raced. Was she the last of her kind? A royal? A survivor? Something greater? Suddenly, the power in the building flickered. A voice came through the hallway speaker system. "Attention residents, citywide drone sweep in progress. Please remain indoors and have your identity cards ready." Liam's stomach twisted. They were scanning again. Nara woke up, sensing his fear. She rushed to him and held his hand tightly. "It's okay," he whispered, hugging her. "They won't take you. I promise." She looked up at him, eyes shining. "Safe?" she asked. "Yes," he said. "With me, you're safe." But he knew the truth. The closer he got to understanding what she was, the more danger they were. Both and Liam didn't sleep that night. He stayed at his desk, staring at the glowing symbol Nara had drawn. "Last light," the words echoed in his mind. If that translation was true, then Nara wasn't just rare. She might be the only one left of her kind, and something called the Pheron was responsible. But there was no time to wonder, because as the city woke up, a new danger arrived. It began with a low hum, a strange vibration in the air. Liam looked outside his apartment window. 3 black drones hovered in the sky. They weren't police drones. They were quiet, sleek, marked, with red triangles, the same shape Nara had drawn. His heart sank. "Pheron," he whispered. They were here, not just in her memories. They had found her. He rushed to the back room where Nara slept. She was already awake, eyes wide, glowing, alert like a wild animal sensing a hunter nearby. "They're here, aren't they?" Liam said. She nodded once. He grabbed his emergency bag, clothes, food, tools, and a small energy scanner. "Nara, we have to go," he said firmly. She didn't hesitate. She grabbed his hand. They escaped through the fire stairs, down 5 floors. Liam kept his head down. The drones didn't scan inside buildings. They searched for energy signals, so he turned off every device on them. But Nara was different. Her body was energy. She glowed. Even when scared, he wrapped her in thick blankets and covered her head. It helped, but not for long. By the time they reached the lower district, Liam was sweating, breathing hard. He hadn't run like this in years. They hid inside an abandoned train tunnel. The lights above flickered. Distant drone sounds echoed above. He turned to Nara. "Are you okay?" She nodded weakly, but her skin was dimming. The glow was fading. "Nara," he asked, frightened. She shivered. She reached into the small pouch she always kept around her neckhand, pulled out a broken, cracked crystal. It pulsed weakly, then flickered out. Liam stared at it. "What is that?" I clutched it to her chest and whispered a word. "Life." He realized the truth. The crystal was keeping her alive without it. She was slowly dying. He scanned the device using his portable reader. It showed a strange power signature unknown to Earth. Tech, but one thing was clear. It needed energy, a rare type of energy, something only found in deep space tech or military labs. Liam clenched his fists. He knew where to go. It was a suicide mission, but Nara was running out of time. They crossed the city through sewer paths and old tunnels until they reached the hidden Black Market District, the Rust Zone. This was where old tech was sold, stolen goods traded, and rules ignored. Liam walked into a small metal shop filled with scrap parts. Behind the counter stood a tall man with glowing eyes and a robotic arm. "Grath," Liam said. "I need something special." Grath raised an eyebrow. "Dr. Ross, you're a long way from your fancy hospital. I need a power cell, one that works with alien tech. Fast," Grath smirked. "That'll cost you. I'll trade. My entire lab, equipment, medicine, everything." Grath leaned forward. "What are you powering?" Liam hesitated. Grath narrowed his eyes. "You're hiding something, aren't you?" Before Liam could speak, a soft sound came from behind the curtain. Nara, she had followed him in, her blanket slipping off slightly. Grath's eyes widened. By the stars, she's real. Liam stepped in front of her. "Don't touch her." Grath grinned. "Relax, Doc. I'm not with the government, but if they find her here, I don't care," Liam said. "Will you help or not?" Grath looked at Nara again, then sighed. "I've seen kids like her before. Long time ago. They never made it." "This one will," Liam said. Grath nodded slowly. "All right, I'll give you the power cell, but get her out of here, fast." Liam plugged the cell into the cracked crystal. The moment it connected, the crystal pulsed bright, steady, strong. Nara gasped and fell to her knees. Her skin brightened, her eyes glowed. Her whole body shimmered with renewed life. Liam rushed to her side. She looked up, smiling weakly. "Thank you." It was the first full sentence she had ever spoken. Liam felt tears in his eyes. "You're going to be okay," he whispered. But outside, a red light blinked. One of the Fearin drones had found the power cell worked. The moment energy flowed into the cracked crystal, Nara's body began to shine again. Her silver veins glowed softly. Her eyes sparkled gold. Her skin shimmered like sunlight on water. She was breathing easier now. She was alive, but Liam had no time to celebrate. Grath's metal shop suddenly shook as a loud boom echoed outside. Then came the sound of something landing. Heavy, mechanical. Liam rushed to the door, his eyes widened. A tall black ship hovered above the Rust Zone rooftops. Red triangle markings burned on its side fairing, the same symbol Nara had drawn. They had arrived, inside the shop. Nara's glow dimmed again, but not from weakness, from fear. She stood up slowly, her hands shaking. She pointed at the ship through the window. "Farron, come." Grath locked the door quickly. "You brought that here, Doc?" "I didn't mean to," Liam said. "They tracked her." "Then you better make a choice fast," Grath growled. "That thing isn't just scanning, it's locking targets." Suddenly, a robotic voice came from the ship, echoing across the city. "Surrendered the child. She belongs to us." Nara flinched at the voice. Her whole body tensed. Then, softly, she said, "No belong." Liam grabbed her hand. "You don't belong to anyone. Grath pulled a cloth off a secret metal hatch in the floor. Go through the tunnel leads to the scrapyard 3 blocks down. From there, disappear. Liam looked at him. What about you? Grath gave a small smile. I've been hiding dirty secrets for years. One more won't kill me. Now go. Liam and Nara ran through the underground tunnel. The walls were tight. The air was thick with dust. Pipes hissed around them. Above, the Farron ship began dropping scout drones into the streets. Red lights searched alleys and doorways. People screamed and ran. Liam and Nara kept moving. But Nara's body began to glow, again too brightly. Dim it down, Liam whispered. She tried, but the more scared she got, the more her light pulsed. They reached the scrapyard exit, just as they climbed out. A Farron scout drone spotted them. A red beam flashed. Target located. Liam turned to run, but 3 more drones flew in from above. They were surrounded. Then a voice came from a speaker behind them. Stop. Liam spun around. A figure stepped out from a shadowed alley. A woman. In black armor. Human, government agent. She held a badge in one hand, a stun gun in the other. Dr. Liam Ross, she said. You are in violation of interspecies protection law. He stepped in front of Nara. If you're here to take her, she raised a hand. I'm not here to hurt her. I'm here to give you a choice. Liam hesitated. Nara peeked from behind him. The woman continued. That ship. It's not part of any known alliance. We've seen it once before. Years ago, a small colony disappeared after one of their visits. Liam's voice cracked. Then why are you just standing here? 'Cause we can't stop them alone. She said, but Nara, she's different, isn't she? He nodded. She's more than just a child, the agent whispered. She's the last of her species, and the Farron want her to stay extinct. Liam clenched his fists. So what's the choice? The agent pointed to a small device on her wrist. I can activate a hidden extraction beacon, a ship in low orbit will pull her out, take her somewhere safe. But once she's gone, she can never come back. And neither can you. Liam froze. He looked down at Nara. Her golden eyes stared up at him. Tears welled in them. She didn't understand the words, but she understood what was happening. Separation. You said I had a choice, Liam said. What's the other? Stay here, fight. Hope she survives. Hope you do. But the Farron won't stop. They want her gone. The wind howled. The ship above them hummed louder. Time was running out. Liam turned to Nara. She stepped closer. Her small hand touched his chest. Then she pointed to herself, and then to him. Her voice cracked. Together. Liam closed his eyes. He didn't care about the laws. He didn't care about his job. He cared about her. He bent down to her level and whispered, I made a promise. I said I'd protect you. I won't break that. He turned to the agent. We're not running. We'll fight. The agent stared at him for a long moment. Then she smiled. All right, doctor. Let's show them what humans do when you threaten a child. Behind them, the Farron ship's doors opened. Dark. Tall shapes began to descend. Battle was coming. Liam stood tall. Nara beside him. Not afraid. Not anymore. The sky above the scrapyard turned black as the Farron warship blocked out the sun. A cold wind swept through the broken metal piles. Red lights flashed. Strange humming sounds buzzed from the ship's engines. Dr. Liam Ross stood in the open with Nara by his side, her small hand gripping his tightly. Behind them, the armored Snouse take. Behind them, the armored agent tapped her wrist device. Signal blocked. We're jammed. They're trying to cut off all escape. Liam looked down at Nara. Her glow had grown brighter than he had ever seen before. Her fear wasn't making her weaker. It was making her stronger. From the ship above, 3 Firan soldiers descended on long black cables. Their armor was bone white. Their eyes glowed red. They landed with soft, silent steps and raised strange weapons. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. One of them pointed at Nara, then made a motion with 2 fingers. Surrender. Nara stepped back. Her glow pulsed. She looked ready to run, but Liam held her hand tight. He stepped in front of her. "You're not taking her," he said firmly. The lead Farron tilted its head, then fired. The energy blast was fast, too fast, but Nara moved faster. In a flash of light, she stepped forward, her body glowing so bright that even the soldiers flinched. The blast hit her but didn't hurt her. It stopped, absorbed into her body like water into dry soil. Liam gasped. She raised her hand and, without a word, released. The energy back 10 times stronger. A wave of golden light burst from her palm, hitting the Firan square in the chest. Boom! It flew backward into a pile of scrap, smoking and silent. The other 2 turned, weapons raised. The agent opened fire, distracting them. "Now, Doc, move." Liam grabbed Nara and ran behind cover. More Farron dropped from the ship. 5, then 6, then 10. They were outnumbered, but something strange was happening. Nara stepped onto a rusted metal platform and closed her eyes. Her glow spread outward, touching every surface, and then the scrapyard itself began to change. Lights came to life. Machines started to move. Broken robots stood up, metal bending, parts clicking into place. Nara was controlling them. She wasn't just energy. She was connected to it. Liam watched in shock as the machines formed a shield wall between them and the soldiers. The agent looked at Liam. "She's not just some survivor. She's tech-born, a living signal, a command source," Liam whispered. "She doesn't just survive, she leads." The Firan paused, confused. Then one of them raised its hand and pointed at Nara again. Suddenly, a message projected. Into the air, a dark voice echoed. "Return the key. The last spark must be erased." Nara's eyes filled with tears, but she stood taller. She raised her hands and she spoke clearly, her voice echoing through the air in perfect human English. "I am not your property. I am not your weapon. I am alive." Liam's heart jumped. She had never spoken that clearly before. The Farron fired again, but this time, the machines Nara awakened fought back. A battle of light, sound, and steel exploded. Liam and the agent fought from behind cover, using every tool they had. But it was Nara who turned the tide. Every time she was struck, she glowed brighter. Every time they tried to capture her, she sent out signals, short bursts of light that shut their weapons down. In minutes, the Firan were retreating. Their ship began to lift, the engine's roaring dot. A final message appeared. "You may live, but you are alone." Nara stared at the message, then raised her hand. Her glow surged once more, and she whispered, "No, I'm not." The Farron ship blasted away into the sky. Disappearing into the clouds, silence fell. The city watched from rooftops, cameras, and news feeds. People had seen everything. A little alien girl who stood and fought, and a human doctor who never gave up on her. Later that night, Liam sat on the rooftop of an old building with Nara beside him. She leaned against his shoulder, her glow soft and calm now. The agent stood behind them, watching the stars. "The government wants to talk to you," she said. "You're all over the news now." "I don't care about fame," Liam replied. "I care about her. She's a symbol now," the agent said. "Hope, unity, maybe more." Nara looked up at Liam. Her voice was quiet. "Do I still have to leave?" He smiled. "Not unless you want to." She smiled back. "No, I want to stay with you. That night, under the stars, the world changed because one man chose kindness over fear, and one small alien girl chose to shine instead of hide. And now, she wasn't alone anymore. She was home.